Principal, where is my son? Provide my son.
Ma, we have not seen your son for a while now.
But he comes home every holiday. Suddenly he stopped coming.
Principal abeg, help me find my son.
Don't worry, ma'am. We are on it.
What happened to my son?
My son came home yesterday. Bad. But he won't look in the mirror.
Or is the school right? Is he dead?
Obadiah came home for the holidays. He smiled. He laughed. He hugged everyone. "Welcome back," his mother said. "I always come back," Obadiah replied. Everything looked normal. But at night, things felt strange. Obad saw him first. Obadiah stood in the hallway. Not moving. Not blinking. Just staring at nothing. "Obadiah." Obad called softly. Slowly. Obadiah turned his head. "I was just thinking," he said. But his eyes looked empty. The next day, something else happened. Obadiah walked past a mirror. He stopped. Then quickly, turned his face away. "Why don't you look?" his mother asked. Obadiah smiled. "I don't like what I see." That night, Obad woke up suddenly. Someone was in the room, standing near his bed, watching him. It was Obadiah. Very still. "I like watching," he whispered. Obad felt cold. Scared. The next morning, Obadiah was normal again. Smiling. Talking. Like nothing happened. But something was wrong. Very wrong. Because sometimes, it didn't feel like Obadiah came home. It felt like something else did. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Then, tap, tap, tap. Footsteps. Soft. Slow. Coming from the hallway. Obad opened his eyes. He held his breath. "Mom," he whispered. No answer. Tap, tap, tap. The sound came closer. Right outside his door. Then, silence. Obad sat up. His heart was beating fast. Slowly, he looked at the door. It was closed. No one came in. He lay back down. Pulled his blanket tight. Then, tap. Inside the room. Obad froze. He didn't hear the door open. But someone was there. Slowly, he turned his head. A shadow stood near his bed. Tall. Still. Watching him. "Obadiah," he whispered. The shadow bent down. Closer. The moonlight touched his face. It was Obadiah. But his eyes. They were wide open. Not blinking. "I like watching you sleep," he said softly. Obad's body felt heavy. He couldn't move. "Why are you here?" he asked. Obadiah smiled. Slow. Strange. "I come when it's quiet," he said. Obad shut his eyes. "Go away," he whispered. Silence. Long silence. Then, tap, tap, tap. The footsteps moved away. The room was empty again. Morning came. Everything looked normal. At breakfast, Obadiah smiled. "Did you sleep well?" he asked. Obad stared at him. "You were in my room," Obad said. Obadiah tilted his head. "I never left my bed." The room went cold. Because Obad knew. He heard the footsteps. He saw him. And something was walking in the house at night. Something changed. Obadiah stopped talking. He no longer laughed. He no longer played. He just watched. At breakfast, he sat quietly. His eyes moved from one person to another, watching how they ate, how they smiled. Like he was learning. Obadiah, are you okay? His mother asked. He didn't answer at once. He kept staring at her face. Then slowly, he smiled. Yes. I'm learning. Obad felt cold. That night, Obad woke up. He looked around. There, in the corner, Obadiah was sitting. In the dark. Watching him. Not moving. Not blinking. How long have you been there? Obad whispered. No answer. Obadiah leaned forward slowly. I watch, he said. Why? Obad asked, scared. Obadiah smiled. Slow. Strange. To get it right. Obad's heart started racing. Get what right? He asked. Obadiah stood up. His eyes locked on him. Then he whispered. Before they noticed, the room went silent. The next morning, Obadiah was normal again. Smiling. Talking. Like nothing happened. But now Obad knew. Obadiah wasn't just watching. He was learning. And soon, he might not act anymore. The school felt strange. Too quiet. Teachers whispered when she passed. Then stopped. A teacher pulled her aside. Your son is different, he said. They showed her his notebook. Faces. Drawn again and again. Like practice. Then, a voice behind her. Am I in trouble? She turned. Obadiah stood there. Watching. Smiling. I'm getting better, he said. Her heart dropped. The principal looked serious. He opened a file. Old photos. Old reports. Your son died 2 years ago. She froze. No, that's not true. There was an accident, he said. A river. Her hands shook. If he died, then who came home? Silence. Then, a voice behind her. What am I now? Obadiah stood at the door. Smiling. She called him. The phone rang. Then, hello, Mom. Relief. Where are you? She asked. I'm close, he said. I went to your school, she added. Silence. Then, click. Call ended. She tried again. Blocked. Her hands shook. Then, tap. Footsteps upstairs. A voice whispered. You shouldn't have gone. He was already home. The house felt heavy. Like something was watching. Obad held his mother tight. Don't leave me, he said. That night. Tap, tap. Footsteps upstairs. But no one was there. Then, Obadiah appeared. I was in my room, he said. But, tap. Footsteps again, above them. Obad started crying. Then who is that? Obadiah smiled. I was wondering the same thing. She learned the truth. The car fell into a river. Deep. Dark. Nobody was found. That night, she saw him. Behind her. Wet. Still. I couldn't come back, he said. Water dripped from his body. But something helped me. Her voice shook. What came back with you? He smiled. I didn't come back alone. She checked the papers again. Something was wrong. The signature. The format. Fake. Her heart raced. Who made this? A voice behind her. I did. She turned. Obadiah stood there. I needed you to believe, he said. You're not my son, she whispered. He smiled. No. But I'm close. The floor was wet. Footprints. Leading to his room. She followed them. Slowly. They stopped at the wall. Then. Drip. Water behind her. New footprints appeared. Walking. Toward her. But no one was there. A voice whispered. You followed them. She turned. Obadiah stood behind her. They are not just mine, he said. The footprints vanished. But the floor stayed wet. Because something else was inside the house. It was midnight. The house was silent. No wind. No sound. Then. Creak. The door opened slowly. Obad sat up in bed. His heart started beating fast. Footsteps came from the hallway. Slow. Uneven. Obad looked toward the door. Obadiah stood there. But something was wrong. His body moved stiffly. Like he was learning how to walk again. His head tilted too far to one side. And his smile? It stretched too wide. Too unnatural. Why are you awake? He asked softly. Obad couldn't answer. Because something inside him knew. This was not his brother. Obadiah stepped into the room. The air turned cold. He stopped near the bed. Come here, he said. But the voice was not normal. It echoed. Like two voices speaking together. One was Obadiah's. The other. Deep. Heavy. Inhuman. Obad covered his ears. Stop, please, he cried. Obadiah's smile grew wider. We are not hurting you, the voices said. At the same time. Perfectly in sync. The walls felt closer. The room felt darker. Because now it was clear. Something else was inside him. Something that could speak. Rain began to fall outside. Soft at first. Then heavy. Obadiah stood still. Water slowly dripped from his feet. I waited, he said quietly. In the river, in the dark. His eyes stared deeply. Unblinking. But no one came. His voice changed. Deeper. Full of anger. You didn't come for me. The lights flickered. His expression twisted. Not sad. Not angry. Something worse. So something else did, he whispered. And it showed me the way back. The room went silent. Because whatever helped him came back too. Obad sat shaking. Tears in his eyes. I see him every night, he said. His voice weak. He stands near my bed, just watching. His hands trembled. He doesn't blink, not even once. The room felt cold. He smiles when I wake up, Obad continued. A slow, scary smile. His mother held him tightly. Why didn't you tell me? She whispered. Obad looked at her. I thought it was just dreams. Then he whispered. But he talks to me. Silence filled the room. Because this had been happening. For many nights. Right inside the house. That night. A loud scream broke the silence. Help me. His mother ran to Obad's room. The door slammed open. Cold air rushed inside. The window was wide open. Curtains flying wildly. Obad was being dragged. Pulled toward the darkness. Something unseen held him. Mom, he cried. She grabbed his arm. Pulled with all her strength. Let him go, she shouted. Then. She saw him. Obadiah stood in the corner. Watching. Smiling. Too calm. Let go, he whispered. His voice layered. Deep. Hungry. Not human. The force pulling Obad grew stronger. She held tighter. Screaming. screaming, pulling. Finally, Obad slipped free. They both fell to the floor, breathing hard. The room went silent. The window slammed shut. Obadiah slowly stepped back, still smiling, watching them. Because now, it was no longer just watching. It had touched them. And next time, it might not let go. The next morning, she went to the river. Police and rescue teams were there. The water looked dark, still, heavy. "This is where it happened," an officer said. She stepped closer to the edge. Her heart felt tight. "This is where my son was lost?" she asked. The officer nodded. Divers prepared to go in. The water rippled slowly, as if something below was watching. She whispered softly, "Obadiah, I came for you." The river stayed silent. But deep below, something moved. The divers went down, slowly, deeper into the dark water. Minutes passed. Then, one diver came up, breathing hard. "We found something," he said. They pulled it out. Bones. Old. Tangled in weeds. The mother covered her mouth. Tears filled her eyes. "Is it him?" she whispered. But before anyone could answer, the water behind them rippled again. Stronger this time. Another diver shouted, "There's something else down there." The surface shook, like something was moving. Still alive. Still waiting. That night, Obadiah stood in the house again. Silent. Watching. "I found him," he said slowly. His voice calm. But he was empty. The room felt cold. "I took his memories," he continued. How he spoke, how he lived. His eyes locked on hers. And I followed his thoughts. Then, one place kept coming back. He stepped closer. Home. His smile returned. Slow. Unnatural. "So I came here." Silence filled the room. Because now she knew. It didn't come for them. It came. Because it learned where to go. She stood in front of him. No fear now. Only pain. "You are not my son," she said. Her voice firm. Obadiah tilted his head. "I am close," he replied. She shook her head slowly. "No." Tears fell from her eyes. "You copied his face, his voice, his memories." Her voice broke. But not his heart. Silence. The smile on his face faded, just a little. "You don't love," she whispered. "You only learned how to pretend." For the first time. It didn't answer. It just stood there. Still. Watching. Learning. They returned to the river. Just her, and the thing wearing her son's face. The air was calm. The water quiet. "Tell me the truth," she said softly. "What happened to my son?" The entity stood beside her. Silent. Then slowly. It stepped into the water. The surface rippled. It reached down. Deep into the darkness. Moments passed. Then, it came back up. Holding something. A small, fragile body. Still. Real. Her breath caught. "Obadiah," she whispered. Tears streamed down her face as she held him. For the first time, she felt her son again. Not the copy. Not the shadow. Her son. She cried softly. "I'm here now. I came for you." The wind moved gently. The river grew still. She looked at the entity. It stood quietly. No smile. No movement. Just watching. "You were alone too," she said softly. Her voice kind now. Not afraid. The entity tilted its head slightly, as if trying to understand. You don't have to pretend anymore, she said. A long silence passed. Then slowly, the entity stepped back into the water, its form fading, becoming part of the river again. Gone. The air felt lighter. The heaviness lifted. Days later, she buried her son. With love. With peace. And for the first time, the house felt quiet again. Not empty. Not heavy. Just still. Because what came back finally went home.